Panthers Nation Podcast. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, cut it. Cut right. And I would like to introduce one of the hottest podcasts in Carolina history. Let's go. Yeah. Talk, let's chat. We got time to chop it up. Talking analytics and fantasy draft. You know what's up. Panther Nation representing, cause this is where we talk that. Talk that's so incredible, make them rewind that talk back. Pause. Talking Panthers football, we discussing it all. On and off the field, you know exactly who to call. You know we the #1 podcast. Competition is non-existent, you need to stop that. Pause. It's an honor to be a Panther fan, pause. At Bank of America, that is where we ball. Coming to the jungle, then you gonna feel the pause. Winning the trophy for the city, it is the call. Black, white, and blue, we going Carolina strong. And this is the conversation where everyone belongs. Discussing all the numbers and topics, you know we got it. We the hottest podcast, and we popping. Let's go.
QueenCityPodcastNetwork.com.
Yo, what's cracking, Panther Nation? It's your boy Rashad and Dave in the building, back with another episode of the greatest Panther podcast there is. Dave, what's good with you, man?
What's going on, guys? I hope everybody's having a lovely, lovely Tuesday. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I'm tired, man. I you know what I'm saying? I had to go to Hofstra this weekend. Like I left, took the train down on Sunday, dropped my daughter off. Took the train back on Monday night, got home around 11:30 p.m. and my body said, nah, you're going to get up at 3:30 in the morning. So I've been up ever since. So I'm a little bit beat, but we're going to have this show today because we got a lot of things to discuss. There's a lot of things that happened over the past few days that we absolutely have to discuss. So we are going to discuss that. So how you doing, sir?
I'm good. I just lost a monitor, though. So that's kind of
interesting. What you out here
so
breaking monitors for?
I don't know, bro. I don't know what happened. Let me investigate this real quick. Just give me a second.
Now listen,
Dave.
Listen, I got it. So like y'all be talking about me hiding money. This man said monitor. So that means he's got multiple monitors in these streets. And it's funny because I'm down. For those who don't know, I'm moving. That's why you see the different decor behind me, which is not much of anything because the movers have not made an appearance. They're coming on Friday. But it's fascinating. Like right now, my bedroom is also my studio, and I want to keep it this way because I kind of like the setup a little bit. But we'll see how that goes. But the bottom line is like you can't hide money when it comes to Shad, man. He got monitors. He's probably got like 4 over there. Probably got like the quad going.
Nah, not quad. I got 4 of them. I mean 3 of them. But only 2 of them. Only 2 of them are working though. Only 2 of them are working right now.
Okay, well you got 2 right now. Right now, like I got 1. I'm hoping. I don't know if the same desk I had in my other spot is going to fit in my bedroom. So I'm rethinking the setup right now. But I think I got a plan. I think I know what I'm going to do. If push come to shove, I'll just put it on this, and I'll just have this large 55-inch screen just chilling right here. But we'll see.
Hold on 1 second. My screen's reset, so I got to get my. I can hear y'all, but I can't see y'all. So give me a second.
You can't see us, man. You on your John Cena? Speaking of which,
I can't.
12 hours to Syracuse is wild. I used to go to Syracuse years ago. I haven't been in almost 20 years now. I used to work out there. All
right, we good. We good now. Crisis averted. Averted.
You know what I call that? Rashad? You know what I call that?
What's that?
First world problems. That's what I call that.
First world problem.
That's a first world problem.
1,000% a first world problem. So, Dave, other than that, your weekend was good. Everything cool there. I know you.
Yeah, man. I could tell you a quick story. I'll tell you a quick story of what happened when we got to Hofstra's campus. So like they had you drop off. They had all the families meet at the dormitory at 8:45 in the morning on Monday. So one of the guys walked out there at 8:45, and it was like, I got good news and bad news. You're in the right place, We're going to take good care of your students. But the bad news is you parents got to leave, and you got to leave right now. So go outside. Your orientation is in the student center, across the street, and go over there. And some of the parents were in like a certifiable panic because they thought they could just stick around. And they're like, no. You go over there. Yeah. You go over there, and they'll call you tomorrow and let you know what time you need to come pick them up. So my daughter is taking the train back. She got her schedule of when she's done with getting her schedule squared away for the first semester in the fall. And she told me that, it's going to be really early. And I told her, hey, do you want to take an earlier train? He was like, nah, I'll chill on campus. Then I'll catch the train. I'll catch the bus to catch the train and get home. So she's on the last train to Providence tomorrow night because we didn't know what time the schedule was going to be.
Last train to Paris. I'm like, Dave, come on.
Last train to Providence, man. She got to take the shuttle to the train station, and then the train station to Penn Station, and then Penn Station to Providence. Hey, the food was actually pretty good. Marcus, the food was actually pretty stellar. I will say, I was impressed. And because my daughter made the honors college, they had a separate lunch for us, so that was pretty cool. That was pretty dope. Food was actually pretty good.
That's dope. For me, I had a pretty chill dance weekend. My daughters had their recital, and then they had a nice little gala afterwards. So I was dance dad this weekend. So no more dancing until nationals. So we got a little ways to chill. So all good over here. No complaints. Shout out to Trevon. Shout out to the channel. Hashtag Panther Nation. We appreciate that, Trevon.
Appreciate that, sir.
We appreciate you. We appreciate that. All right, Dave, we got a little bit to talk about. Quite a couple things we gotta discuss. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna sit up here and promise that this is gonna be the longest show in the world because
I just talked about how tired I was, so I'm not mad at it if it's not a long show tonight. But we do have some things we gotta discuss tonight.
Yeah, we definitely got some things to discuss. And Dave, please, if I do forget something, I think I got most of it, but if I forgot something, please chime in because I did not have
no problem, bro. Like it's been one of them days, man. Like I got off of work at 4:30, had to go grab my son, and then I'm still moving stuff around. So like I'm like in between places right now. So I'm still trying to move certain things around. Like I brought the air fryer over today. I brought all my frames today. So I'm just moving stuff around and trying to get things situated before the movers come. I've been team airbed for the past couple of days, which, yo, man, my airbed is immaculate, yo. I just want y'all to know that my airbed is immaculate.
Hey, real quick, Dave. I know I'm gonna give you let's make this short because I know how you get when we start to talk about music. But Dave, Clipse, how you feeling, dog?
Haven't heard it yet. Haven't heard it yet.
What?
Haven't heard it yet,
bro.
Haven't heard it yet. Haven't had time. I heard it was good, but I haven't heard it yet.
Flames, Dave. Flames.
I haven't heard it yet.
Flames.
Haven't heard it yet. That's the type of day I've had that I haven't had time to hear it yet. Haven't heard it yet. Bro, I'm going to hear it. I haven't forgotten.
That joint made me want to go get my 212s in the trunk, like back in the day. But
the album's not out yet. It was just one track, right?
No, it's just one song, yo. So be it.
Yeah, and you know me, man. I don't like listening to tracks. I try to wait till the whole album's released too. So I don't.
It ain't coming out to the 11th. Don't July 11th, and I'm all for it, bro. Y'all know I'm not the biggest music head in the world, but man, the Clipse is so fire and Pharrell producing, and bro, that beat is so tough, bro. For real, man, he just made me want to go get speakers in the trunk for real. Like I want to go get 212s in the amp, pioneer my joint out like I did back in the day. Because that joint is fire, bro.
Here's the thing though, like we'll be quick. My thing is like with the MCs that are getting older, the one producer formula is the way to go, bro. Yo, just find a producer and just go in the booth and get the work. And just get the work.
And if your producer is for real, then he doesn't get
do
too
3 albums.
Much better than that.
Yeah, do 3 albums.
Don't get too much better than that. But man, no, that beat is so fire, and then the bars on top of that. I mean, they back, bro. The Clipse.
Yeah, everybody's been telling me that's the second song they've released so far, and everybody, I've been looking at Twitter, and they've been saying it's been so far they're 2 for 2.
They are,
but you can't expect anything less from the Clipse, though, man. Like I don't think the Clipse get enough credit of how good of a group they were. They got 2 classics.
Flames.
Like they're good. So I'm looking
But
forward to it.
I don't want to turn it. I don't want to music us out, but that joint is definitely fire, and please check it out if you haven't. So be it. The Clipse, and they got a new album coming, and they're going on tour too. They're not coming.
I'm
I think the
debating on
closest,
trying to. I think they're coming
yeah,
to Boston. I'm debating, bro. I
yeah,
am debating.
closest they're coming to Charlotte is Atlanta or Fairfax, Virginia. Atlanta's closer, but Fairfax, Virginia is not about 5, and Atlanta's 3, 4, depending on how you drive. But yeah,
Y'all gonna convince
crazy.
me. Y'all gonna make me break my rule, man.
Yo,
I typically don't
you
do
have
this.
to listen to that. Dave, you gotta listen to that. That joint flames.
Y'all gonna make me break my rule.
Nah, them ain't gospel raps, bro. Let's make that clear.
But is it malice? Is it malice or no malice? See, like
it's some malice in them raps, B. I ain't gonna hold you. But yeah, shout out to Malice. He ain't it ain't no gospel raps, bro.
He ain't no slouch either. Like I don't think folks don't give credit how good of an MC Malice is, bro.
He's spitting. He's spitting. Let's be clear. But man, salute. Anyway, I don't want to turn this to music pie. I had to mention it because Dave is a music head. So I had to mention it. But let's go ahead and get into it real quick, Dave. Really quick. I gotta send a major shout out to Game Changers. If you haven't heard of Game Changers, they make some absolute fantastic t-shirts, and they lace your boys up. And I gotta send Dave his, but they lace your boys up with some,
I gotta see my new address too.
T-shirts for a shout out on the pod. And boy, they got some flame. They got some flame, some heat. I'll give you a couple examples. I got the Bryce Young, the BY9 right here. I don't know if y'all can see it all, but I got the BY9.
Yeah, that's dope.
It's fire. It's flames. I got the BY9. They got a bunch, and they come in all different types of colors too.
Different colors, different players. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, this is just the Panthers joint right here. I got the old school gray joint. Shout out to 2015. I got that shirt right there. 2015 with Luke and them. I got the J Pep.
You bought a bunch. You got a lot, man. That's dope.
I got J Pep.
I grabbed they have a T-Mac one. That's the one I requested.
That's coming, Dave. That's coming.
Yeah, the T-Mac is fly.
They got this. I had to get this one, Dave.
Smitty, yeah, you had to get the Smitty.
I had to get that joint. I had to get that. And then
the T-Mac.
Shout out to the T-Mac. T-Mac is fire. And then not only that, it's on the back.
Yeah, that's why that's why I picked that one.
It's flames. But shout out to Game Changers, man. Looking to further the relationship with them, man. But they got some heat up there. It's not just sports tees. They got artist tees. They've got some other stuff too. It's flames. Check them out. Game Changers. If you're on IG, they all over IG right now. So hit them up. Game Changers tees. You can join the Discord too if you want to see something specific. You can request a design. They will make it up for you. These joints are so flame, and they nice. They the oversized joints too. So they dope. And that T-Mac one is straight heat. Let me put some respect on that real quick. Dave, let me
you about to blow that
solo
up?
real quick. Let me go solo real quick, Dave. I gotta put some respect on this T-Mac, dog. Hold on.
That T-Mac is fly. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's why I picked it.
And it's like the off-white ivory joint.
Yeah, that joint's flames, bro. That joint's flames. And the back, I was sold when I saw the back. That joint is flames, man.
Straight heat, Game Changers tees out of LA too. They dope. It's good stuff. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. All right, that was a quick shout out to Game Changers because they lace your boy up, and they want a quick shout out. So I will be rocking that stuff during the season. So hey, look, don't ask me where I got my tees from. I done told you. Here, I'll drop a link in the chat. Give me 1 second. It's gamechanger.la. And they are a LA-based company. I'll drop the link in the chat. Should have been ready for that. My bad. There we go. I dropped the link in the chat. GameChanger.la is their website, and it's fire. Now, I ain't gonna lie, they ain't the cheapest in the world, but they good quality. I tell you that.
No, they're you could tell, like when you look at the shirts, you could tell that they're
the
phenomenal
shirts are
quality.
thick. The shirts are
you could
thick.
tell. When I was looking, I was like, oh yeah, these are some good
they're
ones.
Nice. Yeah, they're nice shirts for sure. Nice shirts for 1,000% sure. Shout out to Game Changers though. I had to really quick give them props. All right, Dave. Let's really quick talk about this because Joe Person released an article, which we're gonna talk about the other news that was released in the article. Joe, listen, bro, you my man. You my man's in them. But we gonna have to talk about some of the other stuff you put in that article. We gonna get to that. Well, another part of the article is this. He mentioned that that Jair and Jalen Ramsey are not going to be likely pursued by the Carolina Panthers. And a lot of y'all were saying that. You know, we obviously it's not, I wouldn't say a slow news cycle, but we got to talk about the things, right? So we had mentioned Jalen Ramsey and Jair Alexander as potential opportunities, and it looks as if that is not going to be an option, according to what Joe Person is saying. Dave, do you have any thoughts on that?
Reports were that Jair actually did talk to Carolina, but it just didn't seem like a deal was imminent. So from that standpoint, I mean, you guys shouldn't be shocked. I think Evero has faith in the roster that they at the cornerback position that they currently have. So I'm not too concerned with regards to that. I know folks wanted to do it, but you got to remember too, man, like Ramsey would have been awesome, but I don't know if they're willing to pay that tab. And Jair's been having some injury challenges. So, I mean, folks are already having some doubts about JC, even though JC was pretty healthy last season. So from that standpoint, I completely understand why. I think they have faith in Michael Jackson. So we need to just keep the faith to keep it moving, man.
Yeah, and I don't think it's just about Michael Jackson either. You know, you got Shamar Bartholomew, who they did sign him to like a 3-year deal. People keep forgetting about him. We picked him up from the Jets, and I think, you know, and again, I hate to you know, there's two ways that can go, right? It can be a Dane Jackson situation where they signed Dane Jackson last year, and that was not it. He got hurt in training camp, and he didn't come back. After they re-signed Michael Jackson took his spot, and that was it. We never really saw from Dane Jackson again. He was never the same.
I mean, he told him to beat it. Told him to beat it, man.
Come on, man. Come on, man. That was good, Dave.
I mean, you didn't catch the other one, but it's okay, man.
That was
I
good.
mean, you didn't catch to keep the faith, but it's okay.
I did not catch to keep the faith, but I caught to beat it, bro. I caught to beat it. My bad. But yeah, so listen, Shamar Bartholomew may be a guy that they have some faith in, and you know, we'll have to see, man, because again, we're not asking Shamar to be a starter, which is the dope part. You got Mike Jack, who started and did a great job. He did a great job. He healed the world almost. You know what I mean?
You think he healed the world?
He did a good job. He did a great job. Yeah, I mean, so have him next to JC. JC's balling. And then you got to talk about Shaw Smith-Wade. Shaw Smith-Wade is another guy who JC said was the minicamp MVP. And so when you got guys, it's like, listen, it's like this. I look at it like this. You know, it's great to get these guys that are big names, Jair and Jalen Ramsey, but we also have been very critical. And when I say we, I'm not talking about you and I, Dave. I'm talking about Panther Nation in general. We criticize the lack of depth and the lack of you know, of our own guys improving, right? We don't see our own talent get better and better and better. And so they can't get better if you consistently sign the other guys to take their roles, right? Yeah. And so you got to let these guys blossom. You got to let them develop. And so I hope that they are making the right decision, because I think it's a bit of a thing where it's like, okay, we want to be successful. We want to put our best foot forward, but at the same time, we want to see our guys develop. So I listen, I like it, but at the same time, when there's an opportunity to get these guys, it's like, damn, bro, like, so I see it both ways. I see it both as a fan. I see it, and then as a GM, I see it too.
The thing is, when you talk about player development, right? When you get into the realm of player development, there's always going to be a mix. Yes, you want to get the occasional free agents to help out, but most of these Super Bowl winning teams is about player development. Like I know everybody talks about the Eagles taking AJ Brown, but they draft a lot of those guys that's on that Super Bowl roster on their show in Philadelphia. A lot of those guys were drafted by them. So it's about player development. So that's something that we always got to balance and take into account too. And this would have hurt the cap. Like both of these players weren't going to be cheap. Even Jair would not have been cheap.
Yeah. But Dave, there is another name that is floating out there that could be a possibility in the safety room, and that is Justin Simmons. So Justin Simmons was also name dropped in the article amongst some other guys, but a couple of guys. And I think this was I forgot where this came from, but there's an article out there that's saying that because of the scheme fit, obviously with Ejiro, which we've said that a long time ago, back when free agency first started, that Justin Simmons was an ideal candidate to come to the Panthers, just because there's that familiarity with the scheme, right? That Vic Fangio type scheme, and that's where Ejiro came from. And so he was successful. His most successful seasons were with Ejiro. And so like it only makes sense for him to come back to Carolina. And it also makes sense that or come to Carolina, not back to Carolina, but come to Carolina. But it also makes sense as to, because he's a vet, he's about to turn 32 years old, that he doesn't need to sign anywhere right now. So it makes sense for him to just chill out, wait till training camp, kind of take the best offer. So he may just be waiting it out until training camp comes around and he'll sign. Then he already knows the system. He don't have to really worry about anything. But he was name dropped in this article. Jeremy Fowler. Shout out to Carlo. Yeah, it was Fowler that put this out there. But it makes sense. It makes sense that and then also Joe Person also kind of doubled down on it as well with talking about Justin Simmons. So but he also name dropped a couple other guys. Julian Blackmon obviously is a name that has been tied to the Panthers for a long time now. And
Julian
Marcus Williams. Julian Blackmon. Julian Blackmon.
Okay.
Julian Blackmon and Marcus Williams. Are the other two guys that he also had name drops in this article. They're both unsigned, and they probably will be in somebody's camp in August. So Blackmon, Marcus, Justin Simmons, all those guys are. And I do like Damani. But when you have an opportunity to get a vet out there, I wouldn't be mad at that, even if it's for depth. Even if Damani's a starter and one of those guys comes off the bench, that's cool with me too. But I like Damani. I'm a huge Damani Richardson fan. Again, I call him the Jalen Coker of the defense. He obviously being an offensive guy, Coker is going to get a lot of shine. But I would argue, I would make a very solid argument that Damani made just as much of an impact that Coker did for the offense as he did the same for the defense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But Dave, what's your thoughts on those three guys potentially coming to us?
I would love Justin Simmons knows the system, so I would love for him to come here. And besides the fact that I don't want him going to Philadelphia, because as if Philadelphia needs more guys, right? Like as if they need more guys at this point. Like I would lose, bro.
You at the end of the season, at the end of his career, basically. Though, who would you rather close your career out with, the Panthers or the Eagles?
I mean, don't you want to do something special, man? They already won the chip. Like, do something special over here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, Dave. Okay, all right. That sounds nice, Dave. That sounds nice. But
that's what he's playing in his head, though. Hey, let me be clear. That's what Jared Allen did. I ain't gonna hold you. That's what Jared Allen did. He came here, did something special, went to the Super Bowl. Just saying. The only time he got to go. Just saying. I want to do something special here, man. It all depends. And Ebro, I know how folks felt about Ebro after what happened last year, but Ebro is well respected in this league, man. Like, well respected in this league, particularly with players. That's why he's going to be a head coach someday. He's well respected around this league. He's gonna be a head coach.
He's definitely gonna be a head coach. I think if he could turn this thing around, in one going from the worst defensive NFL history to again mid to top 10. Now I'm not asking for top 10. I'm asking for mid. Just give me mid. Pause. You know what I mean? And I'm cool with that. But if he can really take it to the next level, I think he's gonna get a head coach looks for sure. And he'll have to explain how he was hamstrung with all the injuries. Even Derrick Brown shout out to Derrick Brown, who had the quick little interview with Thomas Davis, talked about all the injuries, and he talks about how that defense doesn't really talk about last year. They moving on. He got guys in there that's hungry. They don't care about money. They in there just going after it and getting better every day. So good attitude from the defense. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, Justice Simmons, Blackman, Marcus Williams, all those guys are out there and available. I like Damani, and I hope Damani can get the starting role. But I would definitely like a veteran presence out there because we got a bunch of young guys in that secondary. And so I would like to get. And again, when we talk about some of the downfalls of our defense last year, especially in the secondary, came from miscommunications, right? Miscommunications in the safeties, we're giving up a lot of big plays. So that's why I'm like, But also at the same time, you got Demani Richardson, year 2 in the system. Mo Rig, who is talented, is probably gonna be closer to the line of scrimmage. So I like what they're doing. But at the same time, if you can get a vet, please do it. Please do it. All right. And yes, we will get picks if he becomes a head coach. We're talking about Evero. Evero becomes a head coach. We will get picks for him. So that's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
So absolutely,
we'll get a third rounder if I remember right.
And if you want me to be completely honest and blunt, I think that's part of the reason why he's still around here too. To be honest, I'm just keeping it a buck. Y'all may not like it. I may disagree. Y'all may not.
I think that was
it's sad, but it's the truth.
I think that was a factor, but I think it also was, he was hungry. He was hamstrung. Even the GM said it.
It's certainly a factor, bro. It's certainly a factor.
No, it was a factor. Bro, oh yeah. No, there's no question it was a factor.
If you look at how the coaching staff was constructed, especially when he was brought in, there was a lot of minority guys like assistant coaches brought in under him. There was a lot. It wasn't just him. There's a lot of guys behind.
They were trying to do the 49er thing, man. That's what the 49ers do.
They were trying to do the 49er thing. So we got to keep it a buck. And it's not a bad. It's taking advantage of the hand that's given to you, right? If they're gonna put that out there as an incentive, you have to take advantage of it. So I'm not knocking the guys at all. That I think it's a great strategy. You got to take advantage of it, and
you can find good coordinators. Like it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like the reason why they had to do it is because of what it was looking like. But you can find pretty good coordinators, and they turn into head coaches. I mean, we just saw Aaron Glenn get the head coaching spot with the Jets. Yeah. Detroit's going to get a draft pick for that.
Facts.
So, and Aaron Glenn earned his keep. Detroit was balling, still is. We're gonna see how they do now without Glenn there.
Yep. All right, so let's move on from Justin Simmons and the rest of those guys. All right, Patreon.com/Panther Nation PC. Dave, I think it's time for our first giveaway of the season, Dave. But before we get into that, no, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna go ahead and do it right now. Let me stop because I got all my MVPs in the wheel o names. And we're gonna see. I gotta be honest though. There is one game that's not available because I talked to my dad this weekend. Shout out to all the fathers out there, by the way. Happy Father's Day to all the dads.
Happy Father's Day to all the dads. Yep.
And my dad picked the Dallas Cowboys game. So my mom and my dad going to the Cowboys game. So that's off the table, off the rip. So y'all can't get that game, but we can choose any other game. Again, how this works: if you are an MVP level Patreon member, then you get to come to a Panthers game with your boy, home game. You get to choose any game of your choosing, except the Cowboys. For the first player the first MVP that wins gets the cream of the crop, right? You get to choose any game you want. We're gonna go through every week until all of the weeks are given out. We're gonna do them week by week. So shout out to all the MVPs. Shout out to everybody that just recently signed up. We appreciate y'all. And this is the first one we're gonna do. We'll probably do one every couple weeks until we get all the games given away. All right. So with that said, we're gonna start. And we're going to give it a go. So the wheel o names. Let's get it cracking. Let's lock in. We're going to get it cracking. Wheel o names. Random chooser.
Get the first one. They're going to get to pick whatever they want. And you got plenty of time to plan it.
Alex. Shout out to Alex. You are the first MVP winner, and I'm gonna write your name down. I'm gonna take a backup just in case you don't hit me up, because listen, I'm gonna give you every opportunity. But you gotta claim it. You gotta claim this joint. So Alex, hit me up, and I will choose an alternative. Just in case. All right, so I'm gonna remove Alex, and I'm gonna pick one more.
The
Go
funny,
ahead,
the
Dave.
funny thing, the funny thing of this is, the alternative is like praying that Alex don't hit you up.
Right. That's how it works.
But
That's the name of the game. That's the name of the
like
game.
whoever gets this joint is going to be the most evil person on the face of the earth. Hope it.
Now I ain't gonna lie. I have had to go to my alternative picks before. I've had to do it. So again, if you a fan of the show and you giving what you giving to the pod, I will hope that you will watch and hear your name called. I will hope that that's the case. But sometimes that's not the case, Dave. Sometimes it's not the case.
I
So
mean,
I'm
if
gonna pick
they're in
one more.
Discord, I mean, typically,
Listen, I
in
hit up
Discord.
everybody. I'll send them a message. I will give them every opportunity, Dave. Because again, this is not like another giveaway where I expect you to be on the live getting it. I give them every opportunity, bro. Every opportunity to claim it. And if they don't, I got to go to the next person. So if you don't get it, it's not my fault. It's yours. Okay. So I'm gonna pick one more backup. Alex, no, it does not go to a guy named Alex. If you A Cash.
A
Cash, you are the
see that is
and A Cash is my guy.
See,
A Cash is my guy.
A Cash
So
is
A
here.
Cash, and he's here. A Cash, I know you in the building, and I know you will respond with the quickness. But I got to give my man Alex a time. I got to give him some time.
A Cash about to put in the super chats, be like, "Don't tell him nothing. Don't tell him anything."
shout out to Alex, man. All right, so I'm gonna close that, and we will come back to that a little bit later. But shout out to Alex.
A Cash stays in unless he's the alternate.
Yep. Yeah, that's why I didn't take him out. So A Cash will stay in. So he said it's joint rigged. It's not rigged, man. It's literally random.
There's a wheel right there.
It's literally as
now,
random.
My name was there 100 times, and I'll try to go to every Panthers game, but my name ain't in there once.
It's literally as random as it gets. So shout out to all of the MVPs. Again, that's how this works. You got an opportunity to win, to sit next to your boy in the most lit section of Bank of America Stadium, and we're gonna turn up. We're gonna turn it up. Okay. All right. Shout out to the franchise and shout out to the free agents as well, man. We salute you. We appreciate your contributions to the pod. And so, yeah. Also, Dave, I got another surprise for my Patreon folks. I got another surprise for the Patreon folk. If you in the Discord, you would know what the surprise is. I don't know when it's going to get dropped. Okay. I don't know because I don't control this content. Shout out to my man Carlo. My man Carlo laced up a nice interview. He laced up a nice interview. And so it's going to be released very soon. It's going to be released very soon. All right. So we got Dylan Wyatt. Presidential deal is what they call him. He is actually the best friend and manager of T-Mac. And we interviewed him yesterday, and it was dope. It was dope. And I would go out on a limb and say that, and we don't have proof of this. So please, Dill, don't kill me. And Carlo, don't kill me. I don't have proof of this, but I want to say that T-Mac was sitting right next to Dill as we was interviewing him. He didn't show him on the camera. It was in a car, and I want to say T-Mac was right next to you. When you watch the interview, you're gonna see why I say that. But shout out to Presidential Dill, who was a manager, best friend, played at Arizona. Good, bro. He's super good dude. And hopefully, this will allow us to eventually get to have T-Mac on the show. But shout out to the pregame podcast. Shout out to Vashti. Shout out to Carlo. Again, Carlo is the one that lined this up, put in the work to get this to go down. And Dill is such a good dude, bro. He's a good dude. Once you see the interview, you're like, man, this kid is bright. He's got a good future ahead of him. And the fact that he was able to pivot from collegiate athlete to manager,
that's big,
and
bro.
it's not. And to be honest, T-Mac is not his only client. Okay, this kid is cooking, so it's dope. It is super dope. So again,
I almost hopped in. I saw the link. I almost hopped in, but I couldn't. I was busy.
Yeah, man. Salute to Carlo. Salute to Dill. Salute to Vashti. Salute to T-Mac. So shout out to that, man. Shout out to that. That's super dope interview. Super dope interview. So salute. Patreon members will get early access to it. It's up to Carlo. It's not up to me. It's not up to me. It's up to Carlo. Carlo manages that content. So whenever I get it and he releases it, it will go out onto my Patreon. And shout out to Carlo for doing that, because he could have easily said, nah, I wouldn't have got offended either. But he could have said, nah, but he didn't. Carlo's my guy. So I appreciate that.
Appreciate it, Carlo. You the MVP, bro.
Yeah.
This is good.
For sure.
Good, and this is a good catch too. Good find. Good.
Yeah, it was
good
find.
Good interview, man.
Yeah, good find. All right, Dave, Underdog Fantasy, sir.
All right, man. You guys need to go to underdogfantasy.com and use the promo code PNP when you do. The NBA Finals is about to end, but y'all still got some opportunities here. And you can do best ball drafts for the NFL. And you still got, I think the Stanley Cup's going on. I'm not sure. And then you still have MMA. They even do esports. If you want to do higher and lowers for esports as well. So go to underdogfantasy.com and use the promo code PNP when you do. It really helps out the channel. And it's free to set up your account. And I'm telling you, man, just use that promo code PNP. It helps us out. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't a Patreon member or a Super Chat member, or you want to do a Super Chat, this doesn't cost you a thing.
Yep. Shout out to Underdog Fantasy, man. We appreciate you. Or Underdog, excuse me. Shout out to Underdog. We appreciate you. All right, Dave. We got to talk about this here, because this caused a little bit of a stir on X and wherever you are. I saw it on Reddit. I saw it everywhere. They released a teaser yesterday, and it was some scratch marks and a gray background, and we all thought it was New Jersey's coming or something crazy. A logo tweak, because the logo was in black and gray. It was dope. So we thought it was something crazy was about to happen, Dave. Come to find out, it was a teaser for a video, a little hype video. Leave our mark. Leave our mark. Okay. Did you watch the video, Dave? Did you see it?
I did watch the video.
Okay. So Dave, what were your thoughts on this release and this piece of content that they put out?
I think folks, look, all right.
Just keep it a buck, Dave Pod.
I'm gonna keep it a buck, because the video was dope. First of all, let's start there. I think folks are very anxious when it comes to this. So everybody overreact. And I never thought it was going to keep pounding away. And that's what I was seeing on social media, right? And I'm thinking to myself, they said like the chant happened at the end of the video. Like it was in there. So I didn't understand why folks were kind of overreacting when it came to that. And like, I'm never going to be mad at the Panthers for hyping up something that's coming down the pike, because that's what you're supposed to do on social media. And mission accomplished from that standpoint. Folks were talking about jerseys. Folks were talking about helmets.
We took it all the way left, bro. We went everywhere with it, bro.
They went everywhere.
It was mad theories floating out.
And then it was like, leave our mark. They were talking, leave our mark. And everybody was like, oh, they're going to get rid of keep pounding. And in some aspect, I understand why. Because there was a moment during the Tepper era when we thought that keep pounding was going to go away.
Bro,
so
he tried it, Dave.
So I mean, we gotta give Tepper some credit right here, right? He's learned. He knew not to do that. But the fact that folks automatically went that is scary, and that's super overreacting. Because there's a lot of teams that have their own slogan. Shoot, keep pounding started off of a run. Now, that was more organic than this. That's a whole different discussion point. But I'm not mad at it. Like, I'm not mad at them trying to have their slogan as a new coach and things of that sort. So I'm not mad at that. This is better than DBO. I mean, like, you know. So I'm not mad at leave our mark. So, but they're not going to get rid of keep pounding, man. I think Tep and the rest of the organization learned a lesson there.
So, okay, so let's explain what this is, right? So, and again, I kind of talked about it, but what this leave our mark is, it's the slogan for the season, right?
Yes.
That's what this is. It's the season slogan. It's an annual season slogan, right? So, but Dave, do you recall what the season slogan was last year or the year before that?
Oh God,
or the year before that?
No,
no, we don't. I've never seen a slogan hyped up like this.
outside
This
of
is something
outside of
different.
DBO,
The,
and I don't even think that was meant to be a slogan.
DBO wasn't a slogan. Well, it was a terrible thing, is what it was. But the only one I remember prior to this leave your mark was belong. Belong was a thing, right? It was
Yeah.
on shirts, it was on everything. It was belong was one. This is back in the Rivera days, I believe. But
Yep.
I don't recall they're calling this an annual slogan as if this was something they have done before, and it wasn't. So it caught people off guard, right? So here's the thing, Dave. Here's the thing. Yes, the Panther fans, as we always do, and I'm putting myself in that category because we see things like this and we see these little nuggets. Like, bro, we want something like it. It's a weird time. The timing of this is weird. First of all, you just ended training camp. You're gonna drop a slogan in the middle of June. Like it's nothing happening, right? So I kind of get it, but I don't at the same time. When people are thirsting for some sort of information, why do you drop it in the most dead? Like when people could just take stuff and run with it. You know what I mean?
Because that's what you want to do. Like that's
okay,
what you.
Okay, no, so fair.
That's what you want to do.
So stay there, Dave. So yes, I in that aspect I see it, right? But who was in that room looked at this and said, okay, the fans are gonna go, they're gonna run with this, right? Somebody has to be in that room. This is why they need a guy like me or somebody. This had to be me. I'm not saying me, but this is why they need somebody that is in lockstep with the culture of the fan base that can say, hey, bro, hey, we can't release this in this manner because the fans are gonna say X, Y, and Z. Right? Somebody got to be in that building saying, nah, this ain't you. We might want to rethink this one because the fans are gonna run with it. And if you did it intentionally, cool. But then, okay, if you did it intentionally, why then release a keep pounding joint today to kind of clear everything up?
Oh,
you know
because no, it's simple. It's simple why they had it.
You knew.
No, it's simple why they had to do that because of the reaction, and they didn't anticipate the reaction that they got. Like I think, like when you had.
That's my point, though, Dave. That's my point. Is that you need people. You got to be able to anticipate certain. Yo, bro, come on. When you release and again, I'm not saying this is not a major deal. I want to be clear.
Like, but you know we're not. But bro, you know we're like people with a lot of money ain't good with optics. They're not good with optics, bro. I've come to this conclusion. They're not good with optics. They're just not. Like, and while they would be okay. What they would be okay with getting the attention, but it's about the type of attention that you get. Like all attention is a good attention until it's not, right? But it's still attention. And so they probably thought this was just going to be something that'll give them some attention to revel to the season. Because even when you watch Hard Knocks, sometimes you'll hear the coach talk about the slogan for the year. Like they'll do that within Hard Knocks. So that was probably one of those moments, and they decided to let the fans know what the moment was. So I just think that, they're just not. When you got a lot of money, you ain't good with optics, bro. I've come to that conclusion. Like, and I've been guilty of it occasionally too, and you have as well.
So you got a lot of money, is what you're saying?
You
don't
definitely do.
Don't throw me.
You got multiple monitors.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm downsizing.
Don't.
I'm downsizing. You got caught.
Nah, bro, chill out.
But my point is, I'm not nearly as bad as that.
With you, bro.
But I'm not. But the bottom line is that they're not. Sometimes you when you're not good at optics, you're gonna have blind spots, and it just hit. They didn't think about.
It's not a big deal, bro.
It's not.
I want to be clear on that. It's not a big deal. It's not.
It's not a big deal at all. And I think this is pretty. I think this is pretty cool. But it is what it is with regards to that. But that being said, I think when you have the dead period, I got pretty good options. They cash, chill out. But every dead period is an opportunity for an NFL team. Like in the National Football League is like the only league where you can roll year round. There's never a dead period in the league. That's why we can do P&P every week, right? Because there's never a dead period in the NFL. Baseball couldn't, MLB could never, NBA could never. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's never a dead period. Never.
Yeah, but again, I thought the video itself was dope.
It was.
I do still wonder because I just saw a rumor that the Chargers are releasing an alternative uniform, and you know the Chargers got a dope colorway. Chargers seem to do everything right, especially when it comes to social media and the way they run it. So I'm interested. I'm wondering, is there still an opportunity for the Panthers to release something else with their uniform? Like, I think it's time, right? We got the black helmet. That's dope. I'm not complaining because I like the black helmet, but it's been a little bit of time. Yeah, I mean, we've had the black helmet for a little bit now.
I think
it's about time for us. It's about time for us to do something else, man. Like, it's time for another little tweak. And I like our uniforms. I'm not asking for a complete overhaul. Just something a little minor tweak somewhere. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But optically, we got to be better in the Panthers office. Like,
but overall,
somebody locked in got to tell them, bro. Like, we got to be better with some of the stuff we do. You know what I mean?
But it's funny because as soon as, like, you know, shout out to Vashti and Sheena, they try to get that thing cleared as soon as possible.
Well, so shout out to Vashti because I was shout out to Vashti because we was on the pod right after the interview. We talked about it, and so she had a text in, and yeah, she was ready to clear it up pretty quick. So she released the information this morning, but she was pretty much on it last night. So yeah man, yeah.
That's journalism, guys. That's journalism. Just so y'all know, that's what journalism looks like.
That's not what Rashad is about. Rashad is not a journalist. Rashad is a fan. You know what I mean? We fans over here, bro.
Nah, but Vashti's a journalist. She does her thing. So shout out to her.
Yeah. So salute to Leave Our Mark. Dave, you got anything else on Leave Our Mark? And it's not replacing Keep Pounding. So
replacing Keep Pounding.
Let's make sure we because Dave, I ain't gonna hold you. I didn't know people were running with that. For me, when I saw I thought it was New Jersey's. That's what I thought. I never thought it was replacing Keep Pounding.
Well, I mean, I think everybody was speculating.
However,
and then when they saw the slogan,
let's run with it for a little bit though. Let's talk. What if it was replacing Keep Pounding, Dave? I'm gonna be honest with you, Dave. I was ready to rally the troops. We was gonna get ready to march. We was gonna go. I was gonna press the button. If hypothetically,
you better make sure it's not like Drake's button. Like, be careful with your buttons. All right, some buttons are better.
We was about to fire up the March on Mint. You know what I mean? But we cool. I have no smoke with the Panthers. We have no smoke, and you guys have been doing a fantastic job. I have zero complaints. I have zero complaints about the way things are going. No complaints. So let's keep it pushing. No need to march. But if you was going to get rid of Keep Pounding, that was grounds for a march. I ain't gonna lie. That was grounds for a march. My man said, "How can they ban Keep Pounding? They can't technically ban it, but they last year, a couple years ago, they were trying to. They got rid of the Keep Pounding drum. They had took the Keep Pounding chant out. Like, it wasn't on screens anymore. This was about 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, I remember that happened.
And
you need to be worried. If they try to come up with some chant like "Leave Our Mark," like it's not the same. Like, it's just not the same. Like, but there's always things that are done that we don't ever see again. Kind of like the Panthers fight song. How many times you listen to the Panthers fight song? Like, before they started singing "Sweet Caroline," how many times you guys were out here running with the Panthers fight song?
No, it's out
there. Y'all probably never heard the Panthers fight song.
Every week. No, we listen to it every week in the stadium. They play that junk.
Oh, they play it again?
Yeah, they play that joint after they score.
Are you serious?
PANTHERS.
Oh, yeah, not the whole thing.
North Carolina, come on. No, they play the whole thing.
Oh, wow. Nah, don't play that.
Dave, you gotta get locked in, bro. You gotta get back in the bank, bro.
Nah, yeah, man. I don't even know I'm going to the bank this year. I'm going to Patriots Panthers for sure, but I already paid my money for the ticket. But nah, bruh. That song.
Yeah, they
no.
definitely
They
play
need
the
to now,
fight
you want to
song.
talk about something changing? You can change that. You can leave your mark and change that.
Come on, now y'all got me about to need to play it on the pod. Since some of y'all ain't never heard it.
Y'all never heard that? Oh my God.
All right, now I gotta find it.
It ain't hard to find. I can find it. Look, man, if you make me pick between Sweet Caroline and that, I'll take Sweet Caroline 10 out of 10 times. I'll take it 10 out of 10 times.
Now I gotta play it.
I'll take it 10.
All right, hold on, give me 1 second. I'm about to play it. I gotta stop sharing real quick. Share entire screen. Share audio. All right, give me 1 second. Let's see if y'all hear this. Give me 1 second.
There we go.
You hear that?
Stand and cheer for the Panthers. Stand and cheer for the team. The pride of both Carolinas and city of the Queen. Carolina! Stand and cheer for the Panthers in our grand old name. Nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina for a Panther football game. From the mountains to the ocean.
They don't play all this.
Carolina, best of them all.
They don't play the whole game.
From the end zone to the end zone. Carolina, carry the ball. Nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina for a Panther football game.
Hey. All right.
Nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina for a Carolina Panther football game. Carolina.
Come on now. Come on now. Y'all ain't never heard that, bruh. They said turn it off. Cat can't take it no more, bro.
Yeah, turn it off because
after every score they play it. We don't get no copyright strike.
If we get a copyright strike for that, I'll be furious.
We're not gonna get a copyright strike. We could just mute that part.
Am I echoing? Am I echoing?
No. Nope. Sound good on my side.
All right, cool.
Yeah. But yeah, that is the Panthers fight song, and they do play it. So it's a thing. After every score, they play that, and then they go immediately to PD Pablo.
Oh, I am. I don't know what you did, but
okay. So let me stop.
Okay.
All right. Should be good now.
Yeah, that was okay. Yeah, that was why. Okay, that. Yeah, no worries. All right. But yeah, that is yeah, man. Like that was yeah. I'll never forget when I first heard it. I could tell I was echoing because I could hear it in my ear. So
yeah, my bad.
I'll never forget when I first heard that theme, man. I was losing my mind. Because the thing is, there's some really dope ones. Like the Chargers one. I hope they didn't change it. But they probably had to change it. Bro,
everything the Chargers do is dope, bro.
Yo, the San Diego Supercharger joint goes hard. I don't know if they changed it because they moved to LA, but that joint goes hard. I tell you. But yeah, the Chargers, they got a dope one. You know, I don't know what Washington does now. Do they do Hail to the Commanders or Take Command or whatever the hell they do?
I don't know I don't pay any attention to what they're doing, bro.
But yeah, nah.
They should just take the PNP intro song.
They should just take the PNP intro and use that.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I am gonna hit up Cuddy to get another one. I want to see what he can drum up. And if it's not as nice, then we won't change it. But if it is nice, I think it is about time. It's been a long time. We've had an intro.
But there's a reason why it's been a long time because it's Fly. That's what's hot.
It is Flames, but it is Flames. It is Flames. I'm gonna hit him up though. I'm gonna see what else he can drum up. Shout out to A-Cash, man, with a super chat. This is just some random thing I thought of earlier, but you guys think Chuba will and should make team or be a team captain this year's journey from potential sophomore cut to core piece is a great example for young guys to follow. Yeah, I
would be mad at. I think he got a shot.
Yeah, I think for sure. I think we missed this one too. I think he definitely has a shot. Leading by example. I think he's doing a lot of good things. And if you look at, I mean, I don't know, depends how many they have, because I definitely think like guys like Robert Hunt should be a captain. Bryce, obviously.
Yeah,
I don't
Tibbs
know, man.
they only have 4, right? So it's
Yeah,
gonna be
you got to
interesting.
have special teams. You got to have defensive guys. So I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna get it. I think it might. Obviously, your quarterback's got to be one. So I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna happen. But Double O Kane, I think we missed your super chases. If Tepper bring a Super Bowl to the city, he can change the slogan to Bojangles Biscuits for all I care. I mean, he ain't lying. He ain't lying, bro. He ain't lying. If he bring us a Super Bowl, he can do whatever he want.
Pretty much.
Respectfully, he can do whatever he want, bro. I 100% agree with that.
Yeah,
100% agree. When they gonna start selling JJ Jansen jerseys, you can go up there and get one custom made.
Yes, you can.
Get one. You can get any player you want custom made. If you go to the stadium, it don't got to be on game day, but on game day they'll make them right there. They'll make them right there. It takes about 20 minutes, and I got my Coker one made there. So yep, they will make it out. But real quick, Dave. Speaking of Coker, Dave, we gotta talk about this,
bruh.
And it pains me to do this, because I have never spoken ill of Joe Person on this pod. I've never.
He cleaned it up, right?
Yeah, I saw that he cleaned up.
Okay.
But let me cook. I have never spoken ill of Joe Person. I think he's one of the dopest, most well-respected beat writer. Think about what we have, right? When you got dealing with guys like David Newton, and you got a guy like Joe Person, they're not even on the same page, right? So they're not even in the same book. They're not even the same library. You know what I mean? So like Joe Person does an excellent job with his columns and what he does. Well respected, bro. But he put out this article, and in the article it reads this: Thielen, McMillan, Leggett are locks. Okay, 3 locks. Horn likely is 2, given the 6th round pick. He could well be the punt returner. That leaves veterans like Hunter Renfrow, Dan Chisnia, David Moore competing with younger guys like Jalen Coker and undrafted free agent Jacoby George fighting for the final spot or 2. Dave, what the hell was he thinking, bro?
Look, man.
What person thinking? What I know it's a slow news period, but he did not have to throw this clickbait stuff up out here. But I think he probably got a lot of traffic.
No, he got. I mean, he missed here. Like, he missed big time here, and I think he accepted the miss because he kind of had to clean it up because he said he didn't.
Coke boy. First of all, he need to know that Coke boys don't play, bro. We outside.
He walked it back. He definitely walked it back out.
He definitely walked it back. He did walk it back, but that's not the point. You walked it first, and that's what I'm saying. You walked.
You made it down the neighborhood first.
Yeah, you made it up the street. So that's where I'm at with it. You know what I mean? Like you made up. You shouldn't have to walk. As respected as you are, bro. This was a David Newton move. Respectfully, this is something that I would think that David Newton would do. And then walk it back. That's a David Newton is a habitual walker backer, right? Joe, I think you better than this, bro. You better, and I'm glad you walked it back, bro. Because bro, Coke is very solid. Coke is solid, bro, and I think he's a lock. I think everybody that watches thinks he's a lock, and I don't think Coker, respectfully, with all due respect, is not competing with David Moore and Dan Chesnia, respectfully.
He's competing for wide receiver 3, really.
He's not competing with those guys. Let's be clear. Coke is a lock, bro. And the only thing holding Coke back, and we're gonna knock on some wood here, is injuries.
Yeah, but at the same time, there's somebody else that he mentioned that's going through an injury right now himself, who just got drafted.
Horn?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of a I think a little tweak because T-Mac is too technical. If you want to be technical,
Yeah, but the thing is, like, there's a difference between a first round pick and a 6th round pick too. Even though Coke was undrafted, the man played a full season and pretty much outplayed the first round pick that was drafted last year too. But so I mean, I just think we're out here. I think it was a swing and a miss on person, and he owned up to it.
he did, and
he owned up to it.
All jokes aside, respect to him for cleaning it up.
Yeah, he cleaned it up. So
because I was about ready to, I was about ready to crash out, and I said, "Nah, let's chill out."
Yeah, chill. But the bottom line is, ultimately, there's only one spot up for grabs, really. Maybe 2, depending on how long it's going to take before Horn gets back.
So let's talk through it. Let's talk through it, Dave, because that's something I wanted to kind of take a little bit of time. Real quick, let me hit the super chat. Double O Kane says, in all honesty, with T-Mac and XL and JT year 2 loading, Coker might be the X factor no defense can account for. Maybe.
Yep.
Shout out to Double O Kane. Maybe. Yeah. And this is where I'm at with it. 44 Rose. Coker was the best rookie on the team last year and gets this disrespect. And that's including injuries, bro. He had injuries and still, just like XL did, and still was the best receiver out there, a rookie receiver. So come on, bro. We don't need it.
I had another NFL coach. I had an NFL assistant coach pretty much tell me that he was the best rookie that we took last year, between undrafted free agency and who we drafted. Period. So.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we be ready to ride for Coke, boy. We don't play about that. We don't play about Jalen Coker, bro. That's not what we playing about. I want all the smoke when it comes to the disrespect of Jalen Coker. It's not gonna fly. It's not gonna fly. We don't tolerate any disrespect, Jalen Coker disrespect on this pod. Nor any proxies.
DeAndre, I don't think we keep it 7, guys. We'll keep 6 at the most.
It's a possibility, Dave. I think it's.
You think we're gonna keep 7? I don't think we're gonna keep 7.
I think it's a possibility. I think it. So let's talk through it. Let's talk through it. So we got Thielen, T-Mac, Leggett, we got Coker, and we got Horn. I got Horn as a lot. Dave probably doesn't.
I would agree with the lock of Horn. However, he got to get back here, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. He got to get back here. I'm not saying he still won't make the 53. I'm just saying the lock is starting to get a little bit, it's, there might be a key that might jiggle the lock up a little bit if he don't get back sooner than later.
He's fine. Yeah. Any injuries right now, bro, are no cause for concern for me.
As long as he's back for training camp, right?
But I don't even think that should be factored. I don't even think you could say as long as I think at training camp, that's when you start to account for things. For me, any injury that happens prior to training camp is irrelevant to me, right? Okay, it happened. We acknowledge the fact that it happens. But if he comes back to training camp healthy, does it really matter that he got injured in minicamp?
No, it doesn't. That's my point.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm with you there. I absolutely agree there.
It's clean slate. For me, I'm under the assumption that everybody's coming to training camp 100%. All the injuries that, especially for we'll keep it with receivers. All the injuries are minor. Hamstring, linger, stuff like that. I know they linger, but I think that's why they're going extremely cautious.
Somebody with speed.
But what I'm saying is I think that's why they're extremely cautious. I don't think it's as serious as, that it's gonna be like, oh yeah, we got to monitor this during, we got to give them load management. I don't think it's anything like that. They're just being extremely cautious for the sake of being extremely cautious. And then once they get to training camp, let's go on the hypothetical that everybody's healthy. Do you have him as a lock if he's 100%?
Oh, Horn. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you're down to one spot. You're fighting for one spot at that point.
So I think it's one spot, potentially 2. And I think this is how it could go down, right? I think Hunter Renfrow is I've been saying it for the longest. He's the ultimate wild card. And things are starting to click for him. They had a whole article on Panthers.com about how he's starting to, get healthy and he feels like his old self. Bro, and if that's the case, he's going to make this team, bro. If Hunter Renfrow is a shade of himself, he's going to make this team, bro. That leaves you with, okay, you have the potential with David Moore, right? Does David Moore make? I know some people say he could, because he can return punts and because he can return kicks and all that stuff. And for me, this is just me, right? For me, there's one thing to have the ability to return punts and return kicks. Are you really effective at it? Are you a game changer at it? That's why they went out and got guys like ETN and guys like Jimmy Horn, because you don't want to be just a guy that can do it. That's what David Moore is to me. He's just a guy that can return punts and kicks. That don't mean you're very good at it. You know what I mean? Like, you're just because you can catch, you can feel the punt or you can feel the kick, that doesn't set you apart to me from everybody else. That's why they got the rest of these guys. You know what I mean? So to me, that doesn't make David Moore a lock or any stretch to them. I think he could be a very solid practice squad player because he knows the system. You keep him around and he can kind of mentor those guys. So I think David Moore could potentially make the practice squad. Now, I think if a guy like Jacoby George or one of the other undrafted free agents really, really shine in training camp, that's how, i.e. Jalen Coker last year, that's how you get the seventh man. I don't think the seventh man is going to be David Moore unless there's an injury.
I think that if we're going to 7, it's going to boil down to somebody like a Jimmy Horn winning the return job, and they dissolve a running back position to make it happen so they can keep 7. Like, disagree. I don't. No, I'm serious. Like, that's how I feel. Like,
I disagree.
I think whoever's the return guy is going to be the factor of them getting the 7. I think that'll be a fact. Like, if like Hunter makes the team and they want to keep a Jacoby George because they feel like Jacoby George is doing more than enough, they're worried that he ain't going to make it through the waivers to put him to dash him in his practice squad. Then you might do something like that. But it's going to be a numbers game. I mean, I think they're going to end up with 6.
I think this is what happens. I think they drop down to 3 tight ends. They keep 3 tight ends, right? I think that we've had 4 in the past. I think they drop to 3, and then they potentially keep a 7th wide receiver. And again, I'm telling you that for me, the 7th wide receiver is going to be, if it's going to be the 7th, it's going to be Jacoby George or the other undrafted guy. I can't recall his name off the top of my head. Kobe Hudson. It's going to be one of those 2 guys. That's going to be the 7th. I don't think David Moore, to me, I think he's going to be relegated to the practice squad, and I don't think anybody's going to be itching to claim David Moore off waivers. And that's just how the game works. That's how the numbers game works. You get rid of guys that you know could clear waivers. David Moore is a vet. I think he could clear. Guys like Jacoby George or Kobe Hudson wouldn't clear. That's why that's what they did with Jalen Coker last year, because they knew he wouldn't clear. That's why they kept him. And obviously when he got injured, they did it because he was damaged goods at that point. But yeah, he wasn't injured, but they waited to after everybody kind of set their rosters and then did it. So, but I think it's going to be the 6 to me, and this is barring, again, no injuries. This is just off the rip, mano y mano. I think it's going to be Thielen, T-Mac, Liggett, Horn, Coker, and Renfrow. And then the 7th, I think David Moore goes to the practice squad. Then George or Hudson's going to make the final set, the 7th guy. That's just my opinion. But it's a good problem to have. I think this is the deepest wide receiver room.
I think that I think we're in a good spot right now. From a wide receiver standpoint. So I'm going to be fascinated to see how this goes with regards to that.
And let me say this too. We do need to keep an eye on Renfrow, right? I'm going off.
Yeah, Renfrow's the wild card, bro. Yeah, he's the wild card in this equation.
For sure. He is. And I'm going off the assumption that, because I haven't seen him and we're not going to see him until maybe preseason, I'm going off the assumption that Renfrow is back. Like, he's back. If he's not back, then we, you know what I mean? This all for now. And they enter David Moore. I think the only way David Moore makes the roster is if he outplays Hunter Renfrow. and that could happen. But I think Hunter Renfrow is, I think if he's playing at his ceiling, is a better receiver than David Moore.
Okay.
So that's my opinion. All right. That was the last topic I had, Dave. Anything else you want to discuss?
Oh, nah, I'm good, bro. I went much longer than I thought I was gonna go tonight. I'll be honest with y'all. I think overall we did cover the bases. We talked
Yeah, we
about.
got it. I think we got everything.
Yeah, we covered the main things. We talked about the fact that Key Pound is not going away. We talked about the fact that Joe Person lost his mind in an article. So I think we covered the main two topics. I just to Panther Nation, to the chat cats, relax, guys, relax. Training camp ain't too far away, even though we can't go to it. But just relax, guys. Yeah, no, just but relax. Like I understand, you know, we're itching for stuff. There's no football. NBA about to be over.
Yo, hey, nah, bro. Hey, that was funny, bro. Hey, yo, Mr. J6, bro, that is funny. Dr. Strange couldn't even find a universe where David Moore outplays Hunter Renfrow even 70%. That is funny, bro.
I can find a universe when Renfrow first got on the team. There was folks that was concerned, man. That might have been that sliver of universe, but that's over now. But yeah, man, let's shut this thing down.
Yeah.
Yo, real quick, is hilarious, bro.
That is funny. Shout out to Game Changer Tees, man. Game Changers. Go over to Game Changers. GameChanger.la. That's where I got the t-shirt from. They lace your boy with a bunch of t-shirts for a shout out on the pod. So GameChanger.la. Check them out. I don't have a promo code. Now, maybe that may be in the future, but right now they lace the boys up. So again, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button. Again, shout out to Carlos, shout out to the pregame pod. Make sure y'all check that out. If y'all want to check out the interview with Dylan Wyatt, who is T-Mac's best friend / manager. Talk to him about an hour. Good content. So check that out. Get early access, patreon.com/Panthers Nation PC. Shout out to Underdog. Shout out to everything, man. On that note, we out of here. Like, subscribe. Help us get to 25,000. We're almost there, y'all. 25K on the way. Like, subscribe, notification bell. We out of here. Peace.